Hello, welcome to the first video we're going to do in a series of videos on building our greenhouse. It's a cattle panel hoop house. So we're going to build a wood frame for the base and then attach those cattle panels to give us an arc for the ceiling, and then put like agricultural plastic over top of it. 10-foot by 32-foot building, so it should be a pretty nice sized greenhouse when we're all said and done. I've got these 3-foot 6x6s that I cut. Be careful if you do that, because they do, I use 10-foot 6x6s and they're quite heavy. But anyway, I've got those cut to be the corners and to connect in the middle. And then we've got these 16-foot 2x4s to give us a top and a bottom rail all the way around the front or the sides and the back. And then in front, we're just going to do one on the bottom to hold it together for now. The plan is to do a storm door on this end. I'm not really sure what I'm doing on the other end yet. So it may be another storm door, it may be a window or an exhaust fan. The 2x4s going on the width side are going to be from corner to corner, or edge to edge. Going lengthwise, it's going to be edge to edge on the ends, and obviously in the middle we'll go in, since the 6x6s are actually 5.5, so we'll go 2 3/4 inches in on both sides and try to marry those up. I'm going to just put one screw in each connection until I get everything working right, because I don't know if you can tell or not, but I've got a little bit of a slope here. It's not completely level. So I need to maybe adjust it a little bit and make it as smooth as possible without it being 100% level. And then I can put extra screws in and reinforce it. So that's what we're going to do. We'll start at the back and then do the sides. Okay, so I've got a bucket of 2.5-inch deck screws with Torx heads on them, and I'm basically just going to tap these guys together. Okay,
it's the next day. We got some rain last night, which is going to make one of my steps a little easier. Basically, at this point, I need to square up, level everything out so the 6x6s are straight up and down. We're going to cut some scab boards to reinforce the connections where the 16-foot 2x4s meet. And then in the Country Living Home Style video, he used 2x4s as stakes to go into the ground about a foot and then screw into that. I agree with that idea, but I'm going to use treated 2x4s, so hopefully they won't rot as quickly. Basically, we'll get it leveled, start putting a bunch of screws in it to hold it there, and then we'll start cutting some 2x4s to finish this up. Okay, we're going to start with the scab boards, which is very easy. I just want 4 2-foot boards, so that's a 2x4x8. I'm going to mark it off and cut it into 4 pieces. Can't be easier than that. Okay, the stakes are going to be a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to try to wedge an end on all of them. I've got 4 2x4s. I want 8 stakes because I'm going to have 2 in between each post on the legs, on the long sides. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so that makes 8 stakes and 4 scab boards. I'll take those around to where the frame is, put those on, and that'll be, I think, a good solid base. And that'll be the end of this video, and then the next video we'll put on the cattle panels. Alright. Okay, the scab boards are going to be pretty easy. So I didn't show you this in the video, but I did shave off the corners here too. I don't want any sharp edges sticking out. And actually, before I put the plastic on, I'm going to go over the whole thing with my belt sander and take off anything that might poke into the plastic. Okay, I think that pretty much does it. So if I didn't say in the beginning, this is based roughly on the plans from the Country Living Homestead website. Make sure you watch their videos. Watch as many videos as you can. If you're going to do this, you're going to pull little things from each one that you like. We like this plan because it's a little bit wider than most. Most of them are 8 feet wide. This one's 10. Most of them are 20 to 24 feet long. This one's 32. So it gives us a little more space. We like that. We did decide on putting a storm door in both ends. So there's pros and cons to that. If you do like a window up higher, then you can have a table at the back. But my wife wanted a door on each end, so we're going to do it that way. When it's all said and done, the 2x4 in the middle, well, actually not when it's all said and done. When I get the cattle panels close to the 2x4 in the middle, we're going to move that up here to the front to add some extra rigidity in the front and use it on both ends as part of the frame. So even though they cross the whole way now, we're going to end up cutting those after we frame in the door. So for right now, it's just going to come up here, and then we'll do the door frames. Rough material list. We've got 8 2x4x16s, 4 2x4x10s. I did 2 6x6x10s to get the 3-foot posts. And that's treated, obviously. And then the stakes are 2x4x8s. There were 4 of those, and those are treated as well. And then the scab boards, that was just one 2x4x8. So that's pretty much all the wood in this part of it. Add to it a bucket of 2.5-inch screws, and that's pretty much it. So we're done for this video. Next phase is attaching the cattle panels, and we're going to do that, cable tie them together. We're going to have to cut the back one because they're 50 inches high and not 48 inches high. So I'm going to end up with extra cattle panel at the end. We'll deal with that in the next video. So, all right. Don't forget to subscribe.